Good evening everyone and welcome to tonight's game here at Holloway's Park. It's the Evo Sticks Southern Premier League match between Histon and Slough Town. Slough will be looking to get their first win of the season. My name's Aid, I'm bringing you Rebels Radio here today. We're going to give you all the action live as it happens, try and give you some scores from around the ground as they go in as well, and we'll keep you up to date as things go on. Apologies for Saturday's broadcast. Unfortunately, due to the area where we were in Stratford, there was very little internet signal, and that's how we run here. We run through the internet, so unfortunately the broadcast wasn't up to our usual standards, so apologies for that. I'll just run through with you quickly today's matches that are also on in the Southern Premier League. We have Bedworth United at home to St Neots, Dorchester versus Frome, Dunstable versus Biggleswade, Leamington versus Kettering, Merthyr versus Stratford, Porton Rovers versus Cirencester, Poole versus Chippenham Chippenham's just down the road in Slough. Slough versus Histon, obviously, and we've also got Weymouth versus Bedford. There were two matches yesterday in the Evo Stick Southern Premier. It was Hitchin 2, Kings Lynn 0, and also Hungerford got a good draw at way to Redditch in a 2-2 game. And I know that the Hitchin game was watched by one of our management teams, so they will be all up to date with what Saturday's opponents are. So Slough are away to Hitchin on Saturday. There are still spaces on the Slough Town coach if you do want to go. If you want to find the details for that information, please go to the sloughtown-supporters-trust.co.uk and look on the away travel, and you'll find all the details of what time it is and how much it is. It's something that I regularly go, and I can thoroughly recommend it, especially if you like to have a drink. You can go on the coach and have some enjoyment without trying to lose your licence. Saturday we've also got in the Southern Premier League games on Saturdays: Cheshire versus Frome, Cirencester Kings Lynn, Dorchester versus Dunstable, Histon versus Chippenham, Hitchin versus Slough, Hungerford versus Biggleswade, Kettering versus Weymouth, Leamington versus Bideford, Porton Rovers versus Bedworth, Poole Town versus Merthyr, Redditch versus Cambridge City, and St Neots versus Stratford. For those are Saturday's games. I will run through with you now the lineup for tonight's game. I'll start with our visitors, Histon Town. They will be playing in red and black tops with black shorts and black socks, and their team is in one goal: Denzel Garral. 2 is Rogan McGeorge, 3 is Jack Uttridge, 4 Evan Key, 5 is Danny Rubens, 6 Ryan Auger, 7 and captain is Lee Smith, 8 is Tom McGowan, 9 is Sam Ives, 10 is Curtis Fulcher, and 11 is Jordan Nicholson. Substitutes for Histon tonight are Salim Relizani, 14 is Nick Freeman, 15 Matthew Meacher, 16 is Alkana Simbada, and 13 is reserve goalkeeper Brendan Brown. For the Rebels today, a couple of changes in the squad, not so much the team. So in goal for the Rebels is Mark Scott, 2 is Sean Fraser, 3 Ryan Parsons, 4 Guy Hollis, 5 is Gary McDonald, who's captain, 6 is Adrian Sear, 7 Nathan Webb, 8 Adam Martin, 9 Scott Harris, 10 Lewis Putman, 11 is Warren Harris, and the substitutes for Slough are 12 Callum Webb, 14 James McClurg, 15 Ben Edwards, 16 is Gherkin Gockman, and 17 is Luke Williams. So no change to the front 11 for Slough. Just a couple of changes on the substitute bench with the return of James McClurg, and Slough will be looking to get their first victory of the season here tonight. Histon have played 2. They've won 1 against Dunstable, and they've also lost 3-0 away to Dorchester and at home to Leamington on Saturday. And for those of you who couldn't make Saturday, Slough came away from Stratford with a very respectable 1-1 draw after going behind in the second minute through a goal by Rob Thompson-Brown. Half time it was still 1-0. Slough, the second half, were by far the better team, had a lot more opportunities, but couldn't take them until the 95th minute, when much confusion in the box from across as Mark Scott went up for a corner. The ball finally fell to Scott Harris, it was, who was credited with the goal, and he put it into the back of the net and got Slough a 95th minute equaliser. So that was good timing for the Rebels. I will run through the teams again just before kick-off. Tonight's match officials. The referee is Matt Eva, and the assistants are Andrew Connor and Alperen Nair. Apologies if I've got those wrong, but they are how I've read them, unfortunately. And I'm just going to run through with you something that was written by one of our Slough Town fans. You may know him as Brighton Rebel, but Warren Carter regularly writes part for the Slough Town Supporters Trust. He's a member of the board, writes in the programme, and he's just put a thing that's in tonight's programme, a little article saying good reasons to join the trust. So I'm going to quickly just run through with you the article that's in tonight's programme. It's for anyone not paying attention to the endless Year Zero Sky adverts telling us non-believers to subscribe to the best league in the world. The middle-aged fat blokes drinking on the 8:39 to Brighton gave the game away. Football season had begun. My trip to cheer on the Rebels was my 39th season supporting the team, give or take a few years off for having a lobotomy. The beginning of the football season is always one of anticipation. Football fans are usually either hopelessly optimistic or have a built-in pessimism from endless years of hard knocks. The beginning of this season not helped by losing our second game 5-1. For many of those supporting clubs in the Premiership, the utter predictability means the best they can hope for is not being relegated or in the place in the Europa League, which has so many qualifying rounds it seems to start before the previous season ends. For non-league clubs, while money obviously talks, seasons are a lot more unpredictable. So what would I like this season? One of consolidation and a third round of the FA Cup would do nicely. As it's geographically impossible for me to... Sorry, I lost that one. Possible for me to attend the Slough Town Supporters Trust Board, the least I can do is encourage people at the beginning of the season to join. Bellowing and carolling people into Ollie's Hut in the first home game of the season seems to do the trick. It's a no-brainer, really, to join the Trust. For starters, if you get the supporters coach away games, you get a massive £5 discount for every trip, and you're also insured if the game is postponed or abandoned. But it shouldn't be just about what you can get out of being a member. A strong supporters trust really benefits the club. This season, the supporters trust are sponsoring the backs of the home and away shirts for about £3,000, sponsoring half the running cost of Rebels Radio, as well as publicising the commentary, working to find co-commentators for me, and exchange for publicity for trust news during commentary. They also run the 500 Club Rebel Lottery and the Golden Goal, and have linked with the Slough Town Predictions League. They also work hard publicising the club during the summer, attending school fairs at Western House Primary School and James Elliman Primary, along with stalls in Slough High Street. The Trust Board members also make sure home games run smoothly. Who do you think misses part of the game by being on the turnstiles, runs a club shop, sells programmes, golden goal tickets, picks up the litter at the end of the game, collects wayward balls, and all the other 101 jobs that need doing? Not to mention organising the work parties that make Beaconsfield Ground past the Premier League ground grading rules. As Commander-in-Chief Steve Easterbrook put it, apart from all the great work that the Trust does in the community and all the benefits that members receive, being a member of the Trust is a great way of being more connected to the club. The Trust also have a healthy representation on the club's management committee, and therefore members have a direct input on how the club is actually run. At the end of the day, the fans of the club and any organisation, such as a trust that brings true fans together, can only have a positive impact for the long-term future of the club. So don't forget to throw in your spare change in the collecting buckets at the end of each home game. So you can join the trust, and that was an article written by Brighton Rebel, known as Warren Carter. You will know who he is if you've been to a game, and just advertising how good the trust is and the benefits that it does, and also, as it says, co-sponsors of Rebels Radio commentary, along with MyFootballClubFC.co.uk, and without them it wouldn't be possible to bring you all the live updates that you get throughout a game. So we're literally 5 minutes away from kick-off, and I'll just run through, just as the flags go up behind the goal. Histon have come here with a team coach, and I believe some of the fans have come with them. Just bear with me for a second. We're just the players have all been out having warm-ups. The Histon subs are still out on the pitch, just having a kickabout with the sub goalie. All the Slough players are inside in the changing rooms, and there's a small smattering of fans just lining up in front of us here in the main stand at Holloway's Park. It's quite a nice evening here. There's no rain. It's deciding to get a little bit chilly, and we just hope that it stays this kind of weather climate at the moment, because I don't want it getting too cold in here because I've left the heater at home. I can tell you that there's a goal in the early kick-off. It's Cirencester are 1-0 up at Poulton Rovers after 5 minutes, so that was the 7:30 kick-off. So already a goal in the Southern Premier League. And of course, if you're not listening to us, you may be sitting at home watching the Champions League qualifiers, and that starts off with Manchester United, who in the qualifying game, so they play Club Brugge tonight, and there's already a goal in one of those games actually finished. Astana 1, Apoel Nicosia 0. So you could watch Manchester United on a certain football channel, and then you could also listen to us here at Rebels Radio and get the best of both worlds. Who wouldn't want to do that? So what I'm going to do is just going to run through you as we keep coming up to kick-off. I'm just going to run through with you again tonight's games in the Southern Premier League, and also run through with you the teams before the game starts. You can just see the gate being closed on the far side. So tonight's games are in the Southern Premier League: Bedworth United versus St Neots, Dorchester versus Frome, Dunstable versus Biggleswade, Leamington versus Kettering, Merthyr Town versus Stratford, Poulton Rovers Cirencester, Poole Town versus Chippenham, Slough Histon, and Weymouth Bideford. So I can just see that the players are just starting to get together in the players' tunnel there. I can just see the referee has come here, and I will just run very quickly with you the two teams for tonight's game. So Slough will be playing in their usual yellow and blue new kit, which you can buy in the club shop. So then Histon will be in a red and black striped shirts with black shorts and black socks, and their team is: in goal, Denzel Guerrara; 2 is Rogan McGeorge; 3 is Jack Utridge; 4 Evan Key; 5 Danny Rumans; 6 Ryan Auger; 7 and captain is Lee Smith; 8 is Tom McGowan; 9 Sam Ives; 10 Curtis Fulcher; 11 Jordan Nicholson. And the subs for Histon tonight are Salim Relizani; 14 is Nick Freeman; 15 Matthew Meacher; 16 is Elkana Simbada; and 13 is the goalkeeper Brendan Brown. And for the Rebels, we have in goal Mark Scott; 2 Sean Fraser; 3 Ryan Parsons; 4 Guy Hollis; 5 is Gary McDonald and also captain; 6 is Adrian Sears; 7 is Nathan Webb; 8 Adam Martin; 9 Scott Harris; 10 Lewis Putman; and 11 is Warren Harris. And the subs for the Rebels today: number 12 is Callum Webb; 14 is Jamie McClurg, making his return after missing at the weekend; 15 Ben Edwards; 16 is Gherkin Gockman; and 17 is Luke Williams. As the two teams come out with the referee leading out, as both teams get a good round of applause from the fans that are just gathering here tonight. We're not sure if anyone's going to come into the box and join us for commentary, so you may just have to listen to me all through the game. So we're just waiting for the referees, just introducing them all, putting them towards the stand, and all the players just going through, welcoming each other with the thing. And the goalkeeper for Histon, Denzel Gerard, is wearing a luminous pink goalkeeping kit. I'm sure that he loves that. And Mark Scott, the Slough goalkeeper, is surprisingly for the Rebels wearing an all green kit. The players will have done their handshakes. They've all said hello. Histon are going to go down to the left hand side, and we're just wait for the referee and linesman just to make their final checks, and we will be underway within the next minute or so. I'm just going to take 2 seconds out. So the referee tonight is Matt Eva. He places the ball on the centre circle. He's just about to call the two captains over together to see who's going to kick which way and who will kick off. So I'm going to keep you up to date with the action as it happens, and scores around the doors as they go in with a bit of luck. And the referee just calling the captains, Gary McDonald and Lee Smith, to the centre. Lee Smith just sorting his hair out. He's just got a ponytail. He's put it into is it a man bun? I think he's just putting it into a man bun. So we shall see who will kick off. And tonight's match sponsor is Mike Piercy, who is the father of Dave Piercy, who was a lifelong Slough fan who unfortunately passed away last season. So Mike's here tonight, still supporting the Rebels, and it's going to be a change. Slough I would guess that they've lost the toss, as they will be kicking from left to right for the first half, which means that they will be shooting to the big covered stand behind the goal to the right, and it will be changed for Slough. They don't normally like to do that. They normally like to go the other way, and Histon will be kicking from right to left. Slough will have the kick-off, and we're just going to wait for the referee to decide that everything's in place for start tonight's game. So just waiting for the referee, Matt Eva. He's making his final checks. Is he going to do it? He's going to start tonight? Yeah. Maybe. No, he's just making sure the goalkeepers are okay. Yeah, anytime now. Anytime. There you go. Kick-off. Slough have the kick-off, and the ball's straight out to Alamine. Back out to Sean Fraser on this near-hand side. Up the line for Scott Harris. Good touch to Putman, but Putman loses that to Rumans. Rumans, long ball down, and giving chase is Sam Ives. Mark Scott first to the ball, but it's fallen kindly to an open goal. And Histon has scored already in the first minute. It's not even that, it's 22 seconds. The ball had been kicked out. Mark Scott booted the ball out. It was controlled by Tom McGowan. He passed it to Jordan Nicholson, who knew that Scott was outside of his box, and he's put it into the bottom left-hand corner as Mark Scott was scuttling across. And in 22 seconds, Slough yet again have started poorly. And it's Slough Town 0, Histon 1, and it's deja vu. Slough kick off again, and this time they go long, aiming for Nathan Webb to challenge on the right back Rogan McGeorge, but that's overhit, and the Slough fans are stunned. Normally they would be walking down to the far end by now, trying to get behind the goal. They're in that stand where the clubhouse is, and already they're 1-0 down, and Slough have not started most of the games very good this season. They've not started any of the games well, conceded after 2 minutes on Saturday, and after 22 seconds are already 1 down. The ball is played out, and it's fallen to goal scorer Nicholson. Loses the ball. Putman has it just outside the box. He's being held there. Good tackle though, all good, but the referee says that's a foul for shirt pulling, and Slough will have a free kick just by the centre circle inside the Histon half, and Slough will look to try and get back into this game very quickly. They send up to play a quick one. The referee didn't like that. Apparently the ball was moving, so Sear trying to release Warren Harris, but it's pulled back. And I think the Slough fans are still stunned. I think maybe some of them haven't realised until it was announced that they've already conceded. It's given to Fraser. Fraser puts the ball in. It's lofted too easy. The goalkeeper punches, and that's a poor punch. Poor clearance by the goal scorer Nicholson, and Slough will have the ball just in front of the commentary box. Sean Fraser's going to take this. Long throw by him to Scott Harris. Got 2 men on him, but does well to win yet another throw just by the level of the penalty area for Slough. Towards Putman. Putman doesn't get to that one. It's come out to Sean Fraser, and it's another throw for Slough. Taken quickly to Sear. Sear back to Fraser. Back to Adrian Sear, just looking for an option. Turns. Plays the ball down the line, but that's intercepted by Nicholson. Plays inside, and then the ball's released to McGowan. Crosses the halfway line, tries to release Sam Eyes, but overhits that one, and Mark Scott can gather that safely into his hands. And I think that the Slough fans are going to have to try and make a little bit of noise tonight, because it's not the best. Already 1-0 down as Scott takes a long ball up. It's well won by Key for Histon, up towards the striker Ives. He does well, turns, brings it over the halfway line, tries to go past Warren Harris, flicks it off Sean Fraser, and it will be a throw-in. Oh no, and Sean Fraser's done really well to keep that in. He plays it down the line to Putman. Putman already marked by 2 players, no options for him. Back to Sean Fraser. Tried to release Scott Harris. A good ball, but well seen and cleared by Histon. And the danger is now well taken out by Guy Hollis. And the ball's over the top. Putman's trying to race against Rumans. He does well. He's won the ball. Oh no, the referee says that that's a foul. I think it was the linesman on this near-hand side said that Putman had fouled Rumans, and Histon will have a free kick. It was just inside the penalty area. And it will be Gerard to take the free kick. And I don't think the Histon fans have realised that it's maybe 1-0 as well. They're very quiet behind the goal. As Gerard, long kick up. McDonald first to the ball, but it's again won in midfield by McGowan. This time it's flicked on and Auger wins it. Flicked on to Smith. Smith plays it out, and it's out to the right back McGeorge. Beaten to the ball by Ryan Parsons. He plays it up the line for Scott Harris to chase against Key. Scott Harris bundles it out well. Nathan Webb's run on to take this ball. Only Putman in the middle. He goes past the sliding player. Plays it into the near post. And Putman scores. And Slough have got that equaliser. And this could be a game with many goals in it. As after 5 minutes, it is Slough Town 1, Histon 1. And it's the first goal in competitive football for Slough's new signing, Lewis Putman. Well worked on the far hand side by Nathan Webb. Did well to beat his marker. Got it to the byline, played the ball in, and Putman in front of Rumans to put the ball past Gerard, who couldn't get down quick enough to block it. And it's Slough Town 1, Histon 1. The ball is now kicking off already. Histon are on the attack. Good shout there by Mark Scott as the ball goes through, and well seen into the arms of Mark Scott. But this is going to... If it stays like this, I'd be very surprised. Mark Scott, long kick up. It's fallen to Scott Harris. He chests it down to Warren Harris on this near-hand side. He's trying to go past 2. Plays it into the ball, but Key was very well placed there for Histon and brings the ball out to Auger. Auger up to McGowan. McGowan looking to orchestrate. And again, good running there by Sam Ives. He's done well. He's up against Hollis, but Hollis does well to win the ball. It's out for a throw on that near-hand side, but good running there by Sam Ives, the number 9 for Histon. It's causing Guy Hollis a lot of problems. He's pulling the players out. It looks as if Histon are maybe playing a 4-5-1 formation tonight. It's now playing a more 4-4-2. And Guy Hollis seems to be the man that has to pick up the centre-back, Sam Ives, for Histon. As they've got a throw-in, and it will be Uttridge to take the throw-in. He's just going a little bit further down. He's right almost down by the corner flag on the left-hand side. Quick throw-in to Nicholson. Ball's crossed in. McDonald with the clearance. It will come to McGowan, who does well to win it again. Out to Smith. This time McGowan wins the ball. And it's come to Auger. Auger loses the ball, but they win it back through Rumans. Left back Uttridge now with the ball just inside the Slough half. Plays a loose ball and a poor ball given away there, and Auger can win it. He tries to release Smith on the far hand side, but just not hit that in the right place. And Mark Scott has it. He's looking for a quick kick to try and get Slough back in. Again, Scott Harris does well to win the ball to Warren Harris. Good touch by him. Time to turn. Turns into trouble though, unfortunately. And it's Fulcher that comes across, but it will be a Slough throw. About 5 yards away from the Histon penalty area. So it's Slough 1, Histon 1 after just 5 minutes gone. Balls to Adam Martin. Martin looks inside, crosses across to Ryan Parsons. Just about gets enough on that. Flicked on by Ryan Parsons. This time it's Uttridge with the clearance, but only falls to Warren Harris. Gets a cross in towards Scott Harris. He's done well to get a touch. It's fallen to Putman. Putman on the side, giving it to Fraser. Fraser gets the ball in, and Scott Harris just tries to poke that one in, just like Putman did with the goal, but it's just a foot wide of the Histon goal, with the goalkeeper nowhere near it. And this game has started in life. We've had a goal already in 22 seconds and a goal after 4 minutes 25 here at Holloway's Park on this Tuesday balmy evening. It's Slough Town 1, Histon 1 as Gerard takes the goal kick. Aimed long, 2 players up for Histon, but neither of them win it. and that will be out for a throw-in, I think it is, just on this near-hand side. Guy Hollis, long throw, aimed again at Scott Harris. This time it's won by Auger, but it falls to Nathan Webb. Unfortunately, can't get the ball through as it's blocked by Key. Good defending there by Key for Histon. Back out to McGeorge, the right-back. Immediately closed down by Sear. Tries to play a long ball. Just overhits that one a little bit, and Ryan Parsons has time to control it to Nathan Webb. Webb plays it across to Adam Martin. Adam Martin closed down, but plays out to Sean Fraser. Fraser, plenty of time. Back to Adam Martin. Martin trying to play the long ball down for Scott Harris to chase. And poor mistake there, but it's well played by Auger, who can bring the ball out for Histon. Again, trying to release Sam Ives. Sam Ives up against Hollis. Hollis again does really well with that. Plays it back to Scott. Long kick up by Scott. Cleared by Key, but only as far as Adam Martin. Martin looking to release Nathan Webb on that far right-hand side. He's up against McGeorge. He holds him off. Goes past him again, but I think that's come off McGeorge, has it? No, it hasn't. Much to dismay of the Slough players, especially Nathan Webb on that far-hand side. He clearly thought it come off the number 2 for Histon, Rogan McGeorge. It did look like that from the way that the ball went off, but the referee has given it as a goal kick. So Slough, nothing comes of that attack for Slough, but this game is certainly living up to a little bit more expectation than the 0-0 draw that we had here on the first day of the season. As again, Gerard looking for the long ball. This time it's well run by Uttridge. He's trying to flick it on again. Hollis first to the ball. Scott Harris up against Rumans. It will come to Warren Harris. Flicks it on to his brother Scott. Plays it through. Just not into the pass of Putman. Putman's going to have to do well to chase down the left back Uttridge. He does really well. And Slough have won a throw in there. Good work by Lewis Putman, chasing a loose ball that he had no real right to get to. Slough will have to throw in. Sean Fraser will take this. Looking for an option. Putman's the first to the ball for him. Back towards Fraser. Fraser to Sear. Sear tries to flick the ball through. Cleared by Histon, but only as far as Adam Martin. Adam Martin will look to try and get the ball. Gets a 1-2. Hits it from 25 yards. And that one just skims over the top of the bar and over the stand on that side. And it's a bit of light relief there. So we are 10 minutes into tonight's match. It's 1-1 here. Slough scoring after 4 minutes, but Histon scoring after 22 seconds. Got to be one of the fastest goals this season. And no other goals, as far as I know, to report of, apart from... apparently Cirencester have just literally gone 2-0 up away to Portland Rovers. The ball here is with McGeorge. It's fallen to Scott Harris. Scott Harris tries to flick it through. Auger gives it to McGowan. McGowan out to the left back down the line. Looking for Ives, but Ives had done a lot of running on the far hand side. Won't get to that. This time Scott, really good clearance. Key will win there. No, he won't. Putman's first to the ball. Scott Harris, it will fall to Putman. Left hand side, he tries to release Webb on this near hand side. He shoots! Great save there by the goalkeeper, Denzel Gerard. Full length diving to his left as Nathan Webb looked to put that one into the far top corner. Great play football from Slough, and an even better save by the Histon goalkeeper. And Webb, who has that shot, will be coming over to this near hand side to take the corner for the Rebels. And Slough looking a little bit better in these last few minutes than they had at the first minute of the game. The ball will be played in by Webb. Looking to clear the first man. It's flicked on by Putman. It will come to Martin, but Martin has put a foot up there, and the referee says that that's a free kick. And he's just arguing over where the foul was, but it was a free kick now to Histon just inside the penalty area, which goalkeeper Denzel Gerard will take. Didn't have any chance with the goal. It was flicked in, but a great save just a minute ago. Long kick up towards Smith, but beaten by Ryan Parsons. It will fall to Auger. Auger, good skill to cut inside. Looking to relieve Nicholson, the goal scorer, but Mark Scott does well. And Histon trying to claim that he was just outside of his area as he picked that one up, but linesman was having none of it. He was definitely in line with that one. As Scott puts the ball down. Long kick by him. Aimed towards Scott Harris. McGeorge. And somehow I think that Scott Harris has given away a free kick for maybe backing in, but I think McGeorge tried to win the ball and unfortunately couldn't get it. The ball's played up the line. It's Sam Ives as well to cut in past McDonald. He shoots! And he's hit that one just past Mark Scott. But fortunately for Slough, it's just past the near post for Slough and just into the side netting. But Histon showing that they're quite dangerous on the attack here, and they've got quite a young team, and both Sam Ives is working very hard for his team and done well there to have a shot on target, all his own making, as there was very little help for him up the pitch. But Scott will take this goal kick just over the halfway line. Again, it's Warren Harris this time, wins the ball, but Nicholson will flick it on, and again Ives up against Hollis, and Ives speeds, and Scott does well to get that one. Good clearance by Slough. Sear to Warren Harris. Ball's blocked by Uttridge, and it will be out for a throw-in. But again, Sam Ives running Guy Hollis down there, and it's taken Scott to come out and clear that one. Long throw, easy header for Rumans. This time Sear flicks it back in. Nathan Webb up against Key, but Key takes his time there. Calm header back to his goalkeeper. And the Slough fans are a little quiet behind the goal. Maybe need to just make a little bit of noise. Get behind the guys. Gerard, long kick this time. McDonald does well up against Ives, but this time McGeorgian wins it. McDonald again, good shout, clears it. This time it's Alga, but the ball will come to Warren Harris just on the halfway line. He's looking for Putnam. Putnam's through. Goalkeeper comes out, and Gerard does really well to come to the edge of his area to win that ball, as Putnam was one-on-one there. But the clearance falls to Ryan Parsons. McGeorge this time with the header. Guy Hollis, bit of head tennis going on here. It's flicked on. It will come to Key. Key with a long clearance down the line. Again, Sam Ives working very hard for Histon, and the ball just comes into the hands of Mark Scott in the Slough goal, just on the far edge of the penalty area there. But Putman just couldn't get to that ball. It was just a little bit too far in front. Gerard off his line very quickly to win it just on the edge of the area. The ball's up the line here with Histon. It's Nicholson, the goal scorer, down the line. Again, it's Ives working hard. But Hollis again with the clearance. Putman, little push in the back, but the referee hasn't seen it. And Histon can come away with the ball with Alga. To Fulcher. Fulcher to Smith. Plays the ball out to McGeorge. Will do well to keep that one in. Just over here. And Slough got a throw in on the far hand side. Nathan Webb looking to take it quickly. But no, he's just going to slow it down and let Ryan Parsons take this one. On the far hand side. Just by the home dugout. Short throw. Trying to release Scott Harris. Evan Key again, good clearance. McGeorge passes it on. Sear with the header. But it will come out to Fulcher. Fulcher looking again for Ives. Ives will be up against Hollis. And again Mark Scott comes to that. And again a poor clearance by him. But it does well to fall to a Slough player. McDonald this time charges in to clear. Putnam will win this. High foot, no. Flicks it out to Sean Fraser on the right. Up against the right back. Plays it down the line for Warren Harris. Good sliding tackle there by Auger. And Warren Harris still keeps it in. He's looking for Sear. Sear to cross it. That's a high one. The keeper's going to come for that one. Good catch by the goalkeeper there. Good passage of play there by Slough. But unfortunately it comes to nothing. So it still remains here at Holloway's Park. After 16 minutes, it's Slough 1, Histon 1. As Gerard will take his time to kick the ball down. Some latest scores. St Neots game is 0-0. Merthyr is 0-0. The ball's again played up, this time for Nicholson. Hollis has time to bring the ball down. Long clearance up the line. Will Scott Harris keep that one in? He will. He's up against Rumans. But Rumans does well. Plays it back to the goalkeeper, Gerard. He's looking for someone to pass it to. Long kick again, Gerard. McDonald will win this one easily for Slough. Second run headed by Nathan Webb. Good control by Putman, but a fantastic tackle by McGeorge. But Slough win the ball back through Webb. Good player pushes. It's Adam Martin with the ball in centre of midfield, a little bit further where he likes to be. But he's just overrun that. Good tackle by Lee Smith, the captain for Cirencester. Cheeky little ball there by Slough, and Slough giving it away, but unfortunately Nicholson for Histon couldn't keep hold of it. And Slough will have the ball on this near hand side with Sean Fraser just in his own Slough half to Adam Martin. Martin immediately closed down by Fulcher, gives the ball away. And he gives it to Nicholson. Nicholson plays it out to McGowan on this left-hand side. McGowan cuts inside. Finds Alga. Back to Fulcher. Fulcher slips and Slough will be able to bring the ball out. It's out with Warren Harris just in his own half. Up to his brother Scott. Scott's got time to control that one. Nathan Webb does well. Gets a shirt tug there, but the referee plays play on, and Warren Harris is scampering down this side. Keeps the ball in. Not the best across the zone. It's cleared by Uttridge, but that's a poor clearance by him. Webb will get it to Fraser, and Warren Harris was still offside position. Didn't touch the ball, and it's a goal kick for Histon. But again, a couple of mistakes here from both teams. Slough giving the ball away, but Histon couldn't keep it, and then Histon not clearing their lines properly. As the ball's with Ryan Alger in the centre of the field, deep inside his own half, looking for the long ball. Tussle there between Sean Fraser and Jordan Nicholson, both going for the ball. I think they just collided into each other, and the ball will just run straight through to Mark Scott in the Slough goal. And he'll roll the ball out before launching another long kick. Aimed towards Nathan Webb, but Evan Key does well to win the first header. Adam Martin does well to win the second, but Lee Smith brings the ball out for Histon. But again, Histon overrun the ball and they've lost play. McGeorge will see this in. It's good chasing again by Nathan Webb there, and he's won a corner. No, it's a bit of a... I'm not sure exactly what the referee's given here, but Nathan Webb chased the ball down and Key came over to clear it. He hit it off his own player, McGeorge. And the ball had gone out, and I think Slough fans were calling for a corner, but the referee has given it somehow as a foul, which is very strange. And no, is he giving it as a goal kick? Very strange decision by Matt Eva, the referee here today. Clearly the ball came off the Histon player last, but for some reason Histon have a goal kick, and it will be goalkeeper Denzel Gerard to take this kick. He's taking his time, trying to pick out a player. I think I'm not sure what the hold up is. It doesn't seem to be. Game's back on. Gerard, long kick. Hollis loses out to Ives, to Jordan Nicholson. Nicholson plays it into Lee Smith. Smith inside to Auger. Auger can bring the ball out to Uttridge on this left hand side. Oh, you see that one behind the run of Uttridge, the left back, and Slough win a throw in on this near hand side, which Sean Fraser will take. Fraser's not in any hurry to take this one at the moment. Just waiting for some movement from the Slough team. It's flicked on by Scott Harris. Auger will bring it out for Histon. Charges across the halfway line. Ball up for Sam Ives. Sam Ives playing as that lone striker. Ball's just overhit again. And Slough will just have to be wary of the work that he's doing. Sam Ives, he's playing on his own, but Histon looking for the release of him every time they get the ball. Long kick by Scott. It's flicked on by Scott Harris to Warren Harris. The ball will come back into the path of Scott Harris. Tries to flick it out to Webb, but it's come back to him. Adam Martin with the ball across to Ryan Parsons on that left-hand side. Back towards Nathan Webb. Webb tries to flick the ball in. Cleared this time by Fulcher. Adam Martin, time to flick the header in. This time Rumans with the clearance. Sear will win this one. And Evan Key this time. It's a bit of head tennis here, as Auger puts that one high up into the sky. And him and Sear go for the header. It will come to Nathan Webb. Plays the ball. Good challenge there by Adam Martin to win the ball back. But it's a good tussle there between McGowan and Adam Martin. But Slough win the ball. Key does well to chest that ball out, and Auger will bring the ball out for Histon, just on their halfway between the centre circle and their D of their penalty area. Out to Lee Smith, who swapped flanks to this left-hand side, cuts inside. Ball again for Ives it is to chase, but again Hollis first to the ball, plays it to Sear. Sear, plenty of time in the centre. This time closed down by McGowan, and Histon have the ball. It's gone through for Nicholson. He just can't take it in his stride, and Slough can clear the ball with a clearance from Mark Scott. Scott Harris trying to win the ball back, but Auger does well to win it off him. He gives the ball away, and they've given it to Warren Harris on this near hand side, looking for the overlap of Sean Fraser. Fraser's got time to charge down the line. He's being told to hold it. He's going to cut inside. Back to Warren Harris, up against the captain Smith. To Sean Fraser. Fraser back to just gives that one away to Nicholson, and Histon can clear the ball. And again, it's a look for Ives, but Ives for this time will win the ball. He cuts inside Guy Hollis. And Histon looking for a foul there as Guy Hollis had just committed himself. Ives cut across him. Ives went down, but no real challenge there. Ball's flicked up. It'll come to Scott Harris. He does well to control that one, just on the sideline. Plays it into his brother Warren, but just overrun it a little bit. Adam Martin this time with the ball. Looking for Ryan Parsons. Great overlapping run by Ryan Parsons. He's on the edge of the penalty area. Gets the ball in quick. Well cleared by Key, but will come straight back out to Ryan Parsons. He'll look to get it in again. This time it's Scott Harris with a little flick onto Warren Harris. He shoots and Putman it is. No, it's offside, is it? No. It is, it's a goal. Putman gets his second of the match, and after 23 minutes here at Holloway's Park, Lewis Putman gets his second of the game, second of the season, and the ball was played through for Warren Harris. He had a shot, he scuffed it across the goal as the goalkeeper went down to his low post. Putman hit it, I think it was blocked, and then it fell to him again as he was on the floor. He's toe poked that one into the net, and Slough lead here on this Tuesday night 2-1 after being behind after just 22 seconds. Histon kick off, and immediately they give the ball to McGeorge, the right back, to Auger. Auger looking for the ball up. It's Sam Ives on that right hand side again, just overhit by Histon, and they've had a little bit of problem with that. They do look quite a young team, and maybe the composure's just a little bit against them at the moment. They're overhitting a lot of their passes, but they're always dangerous on this counter-attack. And Slough will be grateful to be 2-1 up. It's the first time that they've had a lead this season, as Ryan Parsons takes a throw-in on the far-hand side, flicked on by Scott Harris. It will come to Putman. Putman up against three players on that far-hand side. Cuts inside past McGeorge. Holds it for Nathan Webb. Webb will look for a crossfield pass here to... No, he'll give it to Adam Martin. Martin will give it to Guy Hollis in plenty of space. Hollis has got an option inside with him, Nathan Webb. Webb does well to get the ball past Fulcher to Adam Martin. Martin to Ryan Parsons. Just not enough on that. And Ryan Parsons just has to hurry that ball. And it's out for a throw-in on the far-hand side. And it's Slough won the ball back again through Scott Harris. This time Adam Martin's got the ball. He'll play it back to Guy Hollis. Hollis flicking up for Scott Harris to chase, and it will be flicked on for Putnam on the far hand side up against Key. Cuts inside, gets inside the penalty box, trying again. Or he saw the run of Scott Harris and just played it, and Scott Harris had just changed his run, but Ryan Parsons has done well to win the ball back off Auger. Gets the ball into the box. Warren Harris is unmarked. Great defending there by Danny Rumans, the number 5 for Histon, and Slough will get a throw-in on this far-hand side. Slough putting a lot of pressure on, and this time you can hear the Slough fans behind the goal. Poole Town are 0-0 in their game at home to Chippenham. Chippenham top of the table. So it's going to be a throw-in for the Rebels, and it's going to be a long throw from Guy Hollis. Aimed towards McDonald. McDonald does win well to win the header there, but he was just right onto the edge of the penalty area, can't get it on target, and it comes to the end of that one. So it's a goal kick to Histon, who started this game very quickly in the first minute, but within 5 minutes Slough equalised through Lewis Putman, and he's then got a second on 23 minutes. And here at Holloway's Park it's Slough 2, Histon 1. McDonald this time, good header, time to head it forward. Scott Harris will chase onto this one, just on the edge of the penalty area, back to brother Warren. Warren looking for a cross, he's looking for Putman at the far post, but well won by McGeorge. Putman chases the ball, he's up against Smith, does well Putman to give it to Ryan Parsons. Adam Martin will flick it on, and Putman will chase up against McGeorge, the right back. First to the ball by Putnam, ball into the cross, and this time Utteridge, the left back, does well to head the ball just as it was falling into the path of Warren Harris, and Jordan Nicholson can bring it away for Histon towards Tom McGowan. Tom McGowan does well, he brings it over the halfway line for Histon. Well blocked by Adam Martin, and the ball falls kindly to Slough with Warren Harris. Back to Adam Martin as he crosses the halfway line. He cuts inside, looking for an option. He'll play it back out to Sean Fraser, who's got acres of space to come forwards. To Warren Harris. On this near hand side, to his brother Scott. Scott turns to Sean Fraser, who's got plenty of time to get the ball in. Yeah, he's looking for Putman, but that's he's played that one way behind where Putnam was running, and Lee Smith will keep that in on the far hand side for Cirencester. Cirencester bring it in with Auger. Immediately closed down by Nathan Webb. Nathan Webb does really well to win the ball. He gets it past the right back McGeorge. He does well to get Evan Key. He's still going. He's got time to bring it to the byline. He's got to pick the right pass. Oh, he's just played it in as Scott Harris was stretching for that one. Played it across the box. Scott Harris just couldn't stretch to get to that one, but great play by Nathan Webb. Won the ball and kept on going. Slough immediately closed down with Sear. Sear running from the centre of midfield. It's given to Ryan Parsons. Sean Fraser. Warren Harris flicks it ball. And Gerard will get the ball in his hands and look to just slow this game down a little bit. And I think Histon will be just glad for the rest. The Slough have been by far the better team after coming back from that one goal down. But the ball's with Fulcher. McGowan against Sear. Sear wins the ball. It will come out to Uttridge. Uttridge with a long, high ball up there. McDonald will win that one. And Slough will try and get the ball through Nathan Webb, who does well, but two players onto him. He's gone down with an injury. And so Histon have done the very sporting thing there of kicking the ball out. Lee Smith there I think Nathan Webb jumped up, and as he landed he was sandwiched between two Histon players. No malice, no kind of foul. I think it's just the way he's landed. He's maybe jarred his hip or his knee. And Super Kev runs on. So while we do that, I'll just see if we can find some scores for you as we just wait for Nathan Webb to get some treatment. So just bear with me when I try and update you with some scores. In League 1, it's Millwall 1, Barnsley 0. We've got Blackpool 1, Burton 1. In some FA Cup game. Oh, no, is that a cup game? Worthing 1, Burgess Hill. That's a Ryman South game. Swindon 1, Port Vale 1. AFC Sudbury 1, Brightlingsea Regent 1. Dulwich Hamlet 2, Thamesmead 0. And Nathan Webb's just getting up. Looks like he's a little bit winded as well. Manchester United 1, Club Bruges 1. Where have we got? Harrow Borough 0, Kingstonian 1. Game's still not started yet, so Nathan Webb has just left the pitch. And we'll see what else we've got. The game will restart, and Slough do the decent thing of kick the ball back for goalkeeper Gerard to take after it being sportingly kicked out, and just waiting to see if Nathan Webb comes back onto the pitch. Ball's with Fulcher for Histon. Back to Uttridge. Gives it to Auger. Auger up to Nicholson, the goal scorer, to Fulcher. Good football here as Histon make the advantage of the 10 men advantage that they've got with Slough down to 10. Nathan Webb just off the side. I'm not sure if he's going to come back on. So Histon have the ball. It's with Uttridge up against Warren Harris on this left hand side. He's looking for a long one, and Mark Scott does well to take that one just on his byline, just past his goal. And there will be a substitution for Slough. Nathan Webb will not come back on after that injury. Mark Scott, long kick, aims for Scott Harris up against Rumans. Rumans this time wins the header. Slough will watch it out, and it's a throw-in for the Rebels. And the substitution is going to be made. And Slough replace Nathan Webb, who's off injured on the 31st minute, and replace him with his brother Callum Webb. Callum, who scored the first goal for Slough this season and the 5-1 defeat away to Biggleswade a week ago on Tuesday. A week ago today, sorry, isn't it? So, yep, Callum Webb will come on to Nathan Webb. I don't think it's that serious an injury. I think it's just as he's landed, he's getting treatment at the moment. I can see from Super Kev at the moment, and Callum Webb will fit into that left midfield position vacated by his brother. Ball's flicked on by Warren Harris to Scott Harris. He does well, falls into the path of Putman. He just went to release Scott Harris, but the linesman said he was offside. So it comes to nothing, and Histon will have a free kick just outside the box. I think that the referee's not happy with where this one's being taken. So Gerard will move it into the box. And it will be a free kick to Histon. With the score here at Holloway's Park. Slough 2, Histon 1. Hollis with the header. It comes off his head. It will be out for throw-in to Histon. And it will be Uttridge to take. He's looking for the run of Fulcher. Fulcher up against McDonald. He does well. Keeps it in. Good tackle there by Sean Fraser to take it off the feet of Fulcher. Lee Smith on the far hand side will keep it into McGeorge. McGeorge into Auger. Auger dummies Adam Martin. Plays the ball through well to Ives. Hits the shot. It's blocked. It's come across the goal and Warren Harris will have time to clear. Not the best clearance. It's fallen to Uttridge. He plays it in again to Auger. Auger will be looking for the run. He sees Lee Smith. He overhits that one again and well shepherded out by Ryan Parsons on the far hand side. But a good bit of play there by Histon. Had a good shot there and it just hit a Slough player and it could have gone anywhere. It just went behind all the advancing players and it remains 2-1 here. 33 minutes gone here at Holloway's Park. And we've got Weymouth 0, Biddeford 0. That's the latest score at the moment. Biggleswade 0, Dunstable 0. As Mark Scott, long kick. Evan Key does well to win that one. Flicked on by Auger. This time Sear wins the header. Auger again with the header, but Adam Martin loses out. He gets the ball back. He's having his shirt pulled there. And it's good tackling by McGowan. But Slough will win the throw-in on this far-hand side. Good battle between Adam Martin and McGowan there. But it's a throw-in for Slough. Just right by the halfway line. Sean Fraser to take. Aim towards Scott Harris. He does well to try and flick it on. It will come off Nicholson. It's flicked up for Putman. This time McGowan does well to flick it to Nicholson, but he can't keep it in. And throw in again for Slough. Just literally in front of where we are in the commentary box. And again, Sean Fraser, who was man of the match on Saturday, in the view of many of the fans, plays it through. Again, Scott Harris with the header. Can't fall to Callum Webb, who hasn't had a touch yet. Ball's played forward for Ives to chase, but McDonald does well to clear it. But doesn't get a great deal of distance on the clearance, and Slough have let Histon got a throw in just inside the Slough half. It's taken quickly by Uttridge to Nicholson. Back into Nicholson. He looks for McGowan. McGowan does well to turn. Uttridge cuts inside but loses the ball to Warren Harris. He plays the ball up for his brother Scott. Scott's got time to turn. Tries to flick it through. Good tackle by Alga, and it's just come off the left back Uttridge, who I think is just overstretched there. He's just feeling his knee, but the ball's in the hands of Gerard. And we've got a goal in the top of the table. It's Poole 0, Chippenham Town 1. As the ball's won by Adam Martin. It's flicked on from Scott Harris to Warren Harris on this near hand side. Time to put the ball in. Looking for... It's fallen to... Oh, what a goal! Scott Harris has hit that one. The ball on the half volley. What a strike. The ball was hit. It's hit a slight deflection as it came in. Missed by Lewis Putnam. The deflection took it behind him, but it fell to Scott Harris, who's just instinctively smashed that one into the far side. Full stretch by Denzel Garrar. He's got a hand to it, but the amount of power in that shot, it's ended up in the back of the net. And we have, after 35 minutes here at Holloway's Park, the score is Slough Town 3, Histon 1. And Scott Harris it is with his first goal. Second goal, because he was credited with the goal on Saturday. And there's just a bit of concern with Histon over the fitness of Uttridge, the left back there. He's just limping a little bit, but the referee's told him if he wants to go off and get treatment, he'll have to go off rather than play on. So he's staying on the pitch. Quick throw by Histon on the far hand side. McGeorge with the ball. Cleared by McDonald. Key wins that one well, but it will fall to Adam Martin. Adam Martin trying to release Scott Harris, who's having a very good game for the Rebels tonight. On that far hand side, he turns the right back McGeorge, looking for his brother Warren. Warren will do well to keep this one in. He does. He tries to go past Uttridge. Cuts inside. Uttridge does well to win the ball. It's hit off by Fulcher, off Sear, and it's through to McGowan. McGowan can release Smith, just crossing the halfway line for Histon. Immediately closed down by Callum Webb. Back to Ryan Auger. Auger over the halfway line, bringing the ball forward without a tackle from the Rebels. Trying to release Nicholson, who scored the first goal of the game. And again, as seems to have been the case for many of the balls played forward by Histon tonight, they've just overhit the ball each time. And it's out for a goal kick for the Rebels, which Mark Scott is in no hurry to take. A latest score, Bedworth, who believe are bottom of the table with no points from 3 games, conceded 11 goals in those 3 games. They're currently at home to St Neots, and they're already 3-0 down. Mark Scott, not the best of kicks. It's won by Evan Key. Well won this time by Adam Martin, but easy header for Auger. A bit of head tennis here. Auger to Fraser. Fraser to Auger. McDonald gets a calming influence on the ball. Brings it down to Warren Harris. Harris to Putman. Putman releases Warren Harris. He does well to keep that in, but it's just come off Danny Ruman's Histon, and it's a throw into Slough. They take it quickly to Sean Fraser to Putman. Putman trying to get past Auger. Auger does well, and I think Putman's just fouled him there, and Histon will take the free kick very quickly. Auger is with the ball to McGeorge, the right back. Back to Key. Key plays the ball forward. Won by Adam Martin. And Callum Webb still can't get a touch of the ball. And it's a throw-in on the far hand side to the Rebels. Ryan Parsons will take this just by the home dugout. He's looking for the long throw up towards Scott Harris, but McGeorge comes across and wins that one. It's still Dunstable nil, Biggleswade nil. It's again a throw-in on the far hand side. Ball's come to Callum Webb. Callum Webb with time to look. He's going to go across to Sean Fraser. Lovely crossfield pass that is. Well taken by Fraser. Up against Nicholson. He's trying to get into the box. Overlapped by Sear. It gives Fraser the chance to cut in. He turns it into Warren Harris. Good tackle there by Uttridge, but the ball... Did it come off a Slough player? No, it didn't. It's a throw-in to Slough. Level with the Histon penalty area. Sean Fraser to look to take this one. He's going to... No, he's going to wait. Guy Hollis is going to take this one. And McDonald will go up for Slough. Sean Fraser and Ryan Parsons will come and mark the lively Sam Ives just in case of an attack. Guy Hollis. Long one, aimed at McDonald. McDonald flicks it on. This time it's 4! And Scott Harris has got his second goal of the game on 39 minutes. McDonald with the header. He flicks it on well. Scott Harris just instinctively hooked the ball past Denzel the Histon goalkeeper, who was rooted to the spot, and it's 4-1 here at Holloway's Park. Bearing in mind that Slough were 1-0 down after 22 seconds. They've turned this first half performance round, and I did say that they hadn't started games very brightly. They've certainly done that today, and Histon will kick off. And the ball's with McGeorge. It's played up. Well won by Ryan Fraser. Ball's with Fulcher. Fulcher gives it to Auger. Auger plays it across. Uttridge seems to have overcome that injury and run that off. He's got the ball just over the halfway line. Ball's into McGowan. McGowan's got time to turn. Gives it to Auger. Auger plays Nicholson in. Good tackle there by Sean Fraser. Fantastic tackle. I think he might just have overstretched, but Nicholson was offside anyway, but Sean Fraser wasn't to know that. That was a great last-ditch tackle. Wasn't needed in the end as it's offside, but some really good play by Sean Fraser. And Slough will have a free kick inside their own half. Bedworth had a player just sent off. So they're 3-0 down and down to 10 men. And as I say, it's 4 minutes to half-time here. It's Slough 4, Histon 1. Ball's flicked up for Scott Harris. Putman chases, but Rumans is first to the ball. Adam Martin wins the ball in midfield, but it falls to Smith. Smith loses out. Callum Webb this time does well to cut inside. Closed down well by Fulcher. And this time Smith, the captain, can bring the ball out. Out to McGeorge, the right back. Looking for Auger. Auger plays a poor ball, and Adam Martin does well to win that. Gives it to Warren Harris on this near-hand side. Sean Fraser on the overlap. It's Fraser who's got the ball. He's going to give it back to Warren Harris. He's not closed down at all. Harris time to hit the ball in, but it's hit Uttridge in the face, and Histon can bring the ball away with Nicholson. Nicholson, no one tackling him. Inside to Auger. Auger brings it into Fulcher. Back to Ryan Auger. Across to the right back, McGeorge. Closed down. Back. Auger's playing very deep, just sitting in front of his centre halves, and if he loses the ball there, it could be spelling danger. Ball's with Fulcher. Fulcher doesn't get a decent enough pass on it. He stands still, and McDonald has time to clear. He's looking for Putnam. Putnam's a mile offside, but the linesman says he's on. Putnam for his hat-trick against Gerard. What a great save that is by the goalkeeper there, but he was 5 yards offside. He was level in line with me as the ball was played through. Putnam was miles offside. The linesman kept his flag down. Putnam 1-on-1 with the keeper. He tried to give him the eyes and send him the wrong way, hit it hard and low, but very good save there by Denzel Garrard that keeps the score down to just the 4, as I think that Putnam was looking at that thinking that was his hat-trick. A first half hat-trick it would have been as well, but it's a corner. Free kick to Slough. It's flicked on again, this time to Scott Harris. Is it going to fall to Callum Webb? Out to Putnam, tries the shot. It will come through to Adam Martin on the edge of the air, onto his left foot. It's in! This time it is 5, and Adam Martin from the edge of the penalty area. I get the feeling the ball may have taken a slight deflection there. It's finished right in the top corner. No chance for Gerard there to get that one. We are 43 minutes into the game here at Holloway's Park, and after the first minute you would never ever have guessed that this would have been the score. It's now Slough Town 5, Histon 1, 2 goals for Putman, 2 goals for Harris, 1 for Adam Martin, and the Slough fans are in for a treat. Not often they get to see 5 goals scored by their team before half time. 6 in the match in total, and I did say it wouldn't end at 1-1. Balls with Callum Webb deep inside his own half, gives it to Adam Martin. This time it's won by Auger. Auger does well to play it down the line to Fulcher. Fulcher into McGowan. McGowan trying to release Ives. Ives working hard but had very little luck. He's tackled well by Callum Webb, and McDonald can clear. McGeorge wins the header, but it will fall to Warren Harris. Warren Harris, acres of space to run into. Goes past Fulcher as if he's not there. He's now up against Uttridge. Again, Sean Fraser on the overlap. Lovely running by Sean Fraser. He cuts back. Back to Warren Harris. Warren Harris hits the ball off Jack Uttridge, the Histon left back, and it is a throw-in, and immediately Slough try and put the pressure on. They're going to send Guy Hollis up for this throw-in. He's going to take it level with the penalty box. Long throw this time, aimed again at McDonald. This time he does win it. Can it fall to a Slough player? No, it doesn't. This time it's clear, but Adam Martin will win this one on the edge of the area. Up to Callum Webb. Webb back to Adam Martin, just on the far hand side. Bit of keepy football here by Slough, which Webb and Martin just exchanges passes. Martin looking for Putman. He's beaten him for space. Great ball in, but this time it's cleared by Evan Key. And Slough I don't think they were expecting Putman to get that ball. He did really well to get that in and get the cross in, but Histon can bring the ball away with Ryan Auger. This time it will fall to McDonald. McDonald out to Guy Hollis. Hollis, plenty of time. Long ball up. Scott Harris trying to flick it on for his brother Warren, but Uttridge will clear that first, and it's out into the stand here where all these Slough fans are seated. And Sean Fraser will take this throw in. I make it that we have played 45 minutes, but there will be some added time for the goals here. 6 goals in this first half here at Holloway's Park. It's flicked on again. Scott Harris does well, but Uttridge is the one with the clearance. Sean Fraser will try and let this one go out, but it won't. It's fallen to Nicholson. Nicholson over, goes past Sear, does well, goes past Adam Martin, over the halfway line. It's literally 2 against 4 though for Histon. It's a lovely ball out for Ives, but again, as I've said it before, unfortunately Histon have just played that ball far too forwards, and Ives can't reach it, and the Mark Scott will have that safely in his hands. Again, looking for a long kick, aiming for Scott Harris. Harris does really well to flick that one. Doesn't fall into the path of Putman. It's cleared by Key, this time Uttridge, but only as far as Sear. Sear with a lovely little bit of skill there to Adam Martin. Martin pulled back by Tom McGowan as he went past McGowan, and it's a free kick to Slough, about 25 yards out. About 35 yards out. The referee's just pulling this one back a little bit as the injured Ed Smith walks past, and just going to comment about maybe not getting back in the team when he does come back injured. Sear's going to take this free kick, aiming at the far post. Keeper does well to come out to catch this one, and he looks to release quickly, and there is the half-time whistle here at Holloway's Park on this Tuesday evening. You wouldn't have thought the score would be this after the 0-0 of the first game and the fact that Slough haven't played very well in the first half in the previous 3 games, but the score here at Holloway's Park is Slough Town 5, Histon won, and you can hear the noise that the Slough fans are making. They're clapping the players off for that first half performance, and rightly so. It's about time that the fans got behind the players just on that far hand side. So just a rundown of what happened in this game here. I'll give you some half times as they're coming in. Weymouth 0, Bideford 0. We've got Leamington 0, Kettering 0. No goals in those games, but certainly some goals here. Just going to see Merthyr 0, Stratford 0, Dunstable 0, Biggleswade 0. We've got Poole 0, Chippenham 1. Half time at Bedworth 0, St Neots 4. We can beat that. We've got 6 in this game. Dorchester 0, Frome 0. So not many goals around our league, but here at Holloway's Park it is Slough 5 and Histon 1. The game started in fantastic style of Histon. After 22 seconds, Jordan Nicholson put Histon ahead, and Slough didn't really know what had hit them. I don't think many fans had realised that they'd actually scored, but Lewis Putnam got one back in the 5th minute to make it 1-1. Putnam then scored his second of the night in the 22nd minute to put Slough 2-1 up. Then Scott Harris got involved in the game. He got a cracking goal, a fantastic finish, and there are highlights of this game that will be available on the Slough Town website in a couple of days' time. So definitely look out for that first Scott Harris goal. It's a cracking finish. Scott Harris on the 35th minute to get the 3-1 lead. Then Scott Harris again hooking in from a flick on from McDonald on the 39th minute. That makes it 4-1. And then that wasn't the end of the scoring in this first half, as Adam Martin scored with a left-footed shot, takes a slight deflection into the top corner. Goalkeeper well beaten, and that was on the 43rd minute. And it's here at half-time. It's 5-1. We're having the half-time draw to see who's won the £1,000 for the season ticket holders. If it's me, I'm out of here. It's not me. We're just trying to find out who it is. Richard Tyler is the lucky recipient. So basically what Slough do is everyone who buys a season ticket before the first home game of the season gets entered into the draw. That lucky person gets their name pulled out of the hat. They will win £1,000. It's Richard Tyler, who I believe is someone who's done a little bit of work with the club in some of the community things we've done in the Slough Town shopping centres. So he's on the, I'm sure he'll be on the coach on Saturday going to Hitchin. Just a little hint there, if you're not already going to Hitchin, you can get on the coach. So he's the lucky recipient of the £1,000. I think it'd most probably go, do you know what, £1,000 or 5 goals before half time? I think I'd take the 5 goals before half time. We've just got a late goal. Leamington 1, Kettering 0. So a big game there, a localish derby, and I'm just going to take a couple of minutes out to get a cup of tea, give you a break from listening to my voice, and I'll come back in a few minutes with some updated scores, and then obviously the second half of the commentary here from Radio Rebels at Holloway's Park. And good evening and welcome back for the second half here of tonight's game between Slough Town and Histon. Is it going to be as goal-packed as this first half? Who knows? But I certainly wasn't expecting that. Just a couple of fans have come in as they've swapping ends at the end of half-time. I think maybe Slough fans are just disappointed that some of the shots we've had on goal, especially the one from Adam Martin and the one from Scott Harris, why couldn't we have done this earlier? And maybe, but I think tonight's performance has just summed up that Slough can actually play this football and it's great things to watch. Is the second half going to be as good? Well, I don't know, but I can tell you what I can do is I can give you the scores from our league as it is. We have Bedworth 0, St Neots 4. Bedworth are down to 10 men in that game. Dorchester 0, Frome Town 0. We got Dunstable 0, Biggleswade 0. Leamington are now 2-0 up against Kettering. Merthyr 0, Stratford 0. Poulton 1, Cirencester 3. That was a 7:30 kickoff, so I believe Cirencester have just scored at the start of the second half. Poole Town 0, Chippenham 1, and Weymouth 0, Bideford 0, and then obviously the score here. Yep, I wouldn't have believed it either, but it is Slough Town 5, Histon 1, and after that goal winning after 22 seconds, I didn't think that Slough would come back as quickly as they did. And they certainly did through Putman getting a couple, and then Scott Harris getting a couple. And you'd just be wondering, is this going to be a night where we see a crazy game where it ends up 9-1, or is it going to be a crazy game where it ends up 5-all? Normally what happens in a game like today is that's all the goals that you're going to get in the game, and it will finish 5-1. But I didn't say that. We have got about 2 or 3 minutes before the second half restarts, so I'm just going to try and update you with some scores from the championship. I believe there's 9 games in the championship tonight. Let me just try and get to that for you as some Slough fans wave. Mark, who does the prediction league, just walks past, and I forgot to predict, so I went for a 1-1 draw because I forgot to predict. That was my default. It's definitely not going to be a 1-1 draw. Not many goals around in the championship. There is a big match on though in the championship. Derby 0, Middlesbrough 1. The rest of the games in that league: Blackburn Rovers 0, Cardiff City 1, Huddersfield 0, Brighton and Hove Albion 1, Ipswich 0, Burnley 0, MK Dons 0, Bolton Wanderers 0, Nottingham Forest 0, Charlton 0, and Rotherham 0, Preston North End 0. So not many goals in the championship. On to the Sky Bet League 1. We've got Blackpool 1, Burton 0, Bradford City 1, Gillingham 0, Bury 2, Fleetwood Town 2, Colchester United 0, Oldham Athletic 0, Coventry 1, Crewe 1, Millwall 1, Barnsley 1, Peterborough 0, Sheffield United 1, Rochdale 0, Walsall 0, Shrewsbury Town 0, Chesterfield 0, and Swindon 1, Port Vale 1. And I'll just jump down to League 2 for you. League 2, Accrington Stanley 1, Mansfield 0, AFC Wimbledon 1, Cambridge United 0, Barnet 0, Northampton 0, Crawley 0, Portsmouth 0, Dagenham 0, Exeter City 1, Hartlepool 0, Newport County 0, Leyton Orient 0, Stevenage 0. We got Luton Town 0, Bristol Rovers 0, Morecambe 0, Wycombe Wanderers 0, Oxford United 1, Notts County 1, Plymouth 1, Carlisle 0, and York City 0, Yeovil 0. And the players from both sides are out. The match officials are just going in through their checks, and I think the referee's going to make sure that there's no holes in the goal at the other end, just as Slough try and will be looking to add to the 5 goals. There seems to be no substitution. One substitution in the game for you. Nathan Webb went off injured, replaced by Callum Webb. And there's a call for someone who's parked a car in front. I hope it's not the referee. He hasn't got to go and move it. But we're just about to start the second half. It's going to be Histon's kick-off. They will be shooting left to right, aiming for the big stand end. Are we going to get a goal within 22 seconds in this second half? Auger has the ball. He plays it out to Uttridge on the left-hand side. Uttridge immediately closed down by Warren Harron. Gives it back to Rumans. Rumans time to turn. Plays a long ball up the field for Ives. Ives does well against Hollis. The ball will fall to Sear though. Sear clears. It will fall to Warren Harris. Trying to flick it through to his brother Scott. But it's flicked off Warren Harris, and Fulcher will bring the ball forward. He's trying to play the ball over the top. That's a little bit too far, and Scott Harris safely sees that in the box and into his arms. As some of the old people here at Slough just make their way round. It's obviously not quite as quick as the younger people as they walk past. Most of the game's underway. Leamington 2, Kettering 1. So another goal in that game. And just going to see if we can flick through. Just there's nothing happening. It's a throw in for Slough on this near hand side that Ryan Parsons will take. The ball's with McGeorge, who's surrounded by 3 Slough players. Does well to give the ball to Auger. Auger can bring the ball out to Uttridge. Uttridge over the halfway, looking for Fulcher, but well seen by Adam Martin. And Martin does well. It's kicked off him, and it's out for throw-in for Histon, which Uttridge will take inside his own half. Gets the ball back from Rumans. Auger time to turn. Looking again for Ives, but this time it's seen by McDonald. McDonald stretches over the top. The ball will fall to Parsons. Parsons, long ball forward to Warren Harris. Well taken on his chest. Closed down immediately by Uttridge. Sear wins the header in midfield. A bit of head tennis. It comes to Nicholson, the goal scorer for Histon. Auger crosses the halfway line to Smith, the captain. Back to McGowan. McGowan hits the ball. Hits a referee on the bottom and falls back to a Histon player. They've got the ball just over the halfway line. Smith trying to get the ball back. He's on the far hand side this time. He's looking for McGowan. McGowan on the edge of the penalty area. Just tries to release Nicholson, but Slough have blocked too many men there. They haven't got the ball away clear. It's come to Auger. Auger out to McGeorge. McGeorge flicks it on for Ives. Ives up against McDonald. McDonald shows his experience there. Just guides that ball out. And safely out for a goal kick, which Mark Scott will take. So no goals here in the first minute, which is a bit strange here. We're not used to that, especially after Saturday, after conceding after 2 minutes. But Mark Scott will take this goal kick. A long, huge kick here, aimed at Scott Harris. Scott Harris again flicks it on well, and Putman will chase against Key. Key has kicked that one clear, and that one I believe is mostly going to be bouncing down the M40 all the way down to Wembley. He's given that a heck of a clearance. The ball's been thrown on by the bench, and Slough will have a throw-in on the far-hand side. Again, they're going to put the pressure on, and again, Guy Hollis is going to aim a long one in. He's almost level with the corner flag. Aims it long towards McDonald again. This time it's won by Histon. The ball will come out to Adam Martin. Martin back in to Hollis, but it's well cleared by McGeorge, and Ives this time is up against Fraser. And he's just knocked that one out, unfortunately. Puff of the cheeks there. He didn't feel that was the case, but that's what the linesman's given. Literally right in front of us. Ryan Parsons will take this throw in. Again, he's going to leave it. Slough going to try and put a little bit of pressure on Histon here at the start of the second half. Again, it's another long throw by Hollis. Again, aimed at Scott Harris. It's come off the right back McGeorge. It'll be a throw in another 30 yards down the pitch for Slough. And this time they're going to let Ryan Parsons take this one. Just waiting for someone to move out the way. There you go. Ryan Parsons into Putman. Putman does well to turn, but loses out to Auger. It's cleared by McGeorge, and Webb's just left his foot in there, but McGeorge is up. The ball's been cleared. Uttridge is up against Warren Harris. A good battle there, and the referee said that there's a shoulder charge there from Warren Harris. He doesn't think that that's the fairest shoulder charge you'll ever see, but didn't see much wrong with that. I think in the 70s you would have said that was a good fair challenge, but not tonight. Referee Matt Eva believes that that's a foul. Histon will have a free kick inside their own half, which goalkeeper Denzel Gerard, who may have conceded 5 goals, but Apart from one, I don't think he could have done a lot more. Histon have the ball on the far hand side. Nicholson and Ives. The ball's on the edge of the area. It's just fallen for McDonald, whose clearance is won by Histon, but not kept in play. And Slough will have a throw in on that far hand side. So in case a couple of goals just flying in here. Ian Traylor has scored for Merthyr Tydfil. Merthyr Tydfil 1-0 up against Stratford. It's Leamington 2, Kettering 2, and Bedworth St Neots 6. Obviously Bedworth down to 10 men there. But Slough have a throw in on the far hand side. Level with the home dugout, which Guy Hollis will take. And again looking for Scott Harris to flick on. He does flick it on just over Putman's head though, and Histon can clear. Not the best of clearance, and Ryan Parsons is being chased here by Lee Smith, the captain. Smith does really well, holding on, pulling Ryan Parsons' shirt there, but the referee and linesman didn't see that. Smith comes back, still got the ball. It's closed down by Cannon Webb. Inside to Auger. Auger closed down by Putman. Does well to Charlie. The ball's fallen to Fulcher. Fulcher trying to play the ball through, but Sam Eyes has stopped his run, and Scott can have that ball, the Slough goalkeeper. Just let Sam Eyes run up to him and get back. Long clearance again, this time from Mark Scott. Again aimed at this time Warren Harris. The ball will fall to Uttridge. Up to Nicholson. Nicholson again, they're looking for that ball over the top. And this is how the first goal was scored by Histon. Mark Scott were not the best of the clearance, unfortunately for Slough. Guy Hollis was the one that headed it back into the arms of Scott. The ball's come out. It's been cleared by McGeorge, but only as far as Putnam. Putnam immediately closed down. Ball back to McDonald. Again looking for Callum Webb, but the ball's been played into the centre. Auger will bring this away for Histon. Good bit of play. Closed down by Sear, and he's just put him on his butt there. And the referee says that Auger fouled Sear. I think it was just a clash as his momentum took him forwards. But Slough have a free kick inside the centre circle. Played out here to Callum Webb on the left hand side. Webb goes inside to Sear. Sear, plenty of time on the ball. Out towards Adam Martin. Adam Martin plays it out to Sean Fraser, who's had another good game here tonight. On that far hand side, back to Adam Martin. Looking again, but well cut out this time by Nicholson. Again looking for eyes, but he's starved of help up there. He's up against Hollis and McDonald, and he's not getting much luck. The ball will come out to McGowan. A good tackle by Sean Fraser. And Scott Harris it is, chasing the ball down. It's come out to the goalkeeper. It's a poor clearance, and unfortunately Warren Harris couldn't keep control of it. But the Slough do have the ball, and a good tackle by Fulcher. But he's lost the ball, and the ball's chipped over for Callum Webb. He's taken it in his stride, and was he pulled back there by Key? I thought he was maybe just pulled back there. He couldn't get the contact he wanted to, and the goalkeeper Gerard has come out and claimed that one at his feet. Ball's played forward for Ives. Ives this time can keep the ball to McGeorge. McGeorge up the line for Fulcher, and Hollis has to stretch for that one, and Histon will have a throw in on this near hand side. We have played 8 minutes of the second half. No more goals here at Holloway's Park. It still remains Slough 5, Histon 1. And it's a quick throw in for Histon to Ives. Ives right in the far corner, being chased by Callum Webb. He's done well, and he's won a corner for Histon. And Histon immediately send up the two centre backs, Rumans and Key. Slough will just need to make sure that they're marking a little bit quicker. Slough just leave Scott Harris up front. Putman's a bit caught out. He's been marking two here. It's been played in. It's actually won the header by Sear. Putman chases down Auger on that far hand side. Does really well to win the ball back. Good play there by Lewis Putman. And he's trying to release Scott Harris. But McGeorge will win that header. It will come out to McGowan. McGowan, plenty of time, just on the halfway line. Left footed ball looking for Nicholson. Well won again by Sean Fraser. He heads that one clear and out for a throw in on the far hand side. And this time Smith has moved over to the right hand side. He's looking to get the ball off Uttridge. Uttridge with the throw. Looked like a foul throw. It was indeed. And Slough will have a throw in just past the burger bar on the far corner if you've ever been to Holloway's Park. And again, it's going to be Guy Hollis that's going to take this one. Trying to get Slough outside of the area. Long throw over the halfway line. Again flicked on by Scott Harris. Putman will give chase for this one. Key's favourite for the ball. He is. He's cleared it well. Smith, it's hit him on the back of the head, but it's fallen to Fulcher. Gives the ball back to Smith. Smith tries to flick it past. And McDonald has done well to come across. But it's fallen to McGeorge for Histon. Histon back to Auger. Auger looking for Ives. And he's gone down this time. And I think it's not actually Histon. It's Nicholson for Histon who's gone down. He's timed his run across the player, and he's gone down looking for a foul. It hasn't been gone that way, and the ball's played forward, and it's Putman on that far hand side, bursting into penalty. He's down by the byline. He cuts back onto his left foot, trying to get it in. Shoots. It's blocked, and it will fall to Smith on the edge of the Histon area. And he have time to bring this one out. Smith it is. Back to Auger. Good challenge by Sear. And he's done well to win the ball. And he's actually won a free kick there on that far hand side. The foul by Utridge. Though Slough taking it quickly. Ryan Parsons up against McGeorge. McGeorge does well to win that tackle. And Slough will need to double back. Callum Webb running him back. But the ball's out with Ives on this near hand side. Tries to cut inside onto his left foot. Gives it to McGeorge. McGeorge, plenty of time to come in. He plays it back to Auger. Auger's going to shoot from about 35 yards. Drills that one hard and low. Well watched by Mark Scott in the Slough goal. And he has that one safely in his arms. Good effort there by Auger. And not many attempts from Histon after that first half. But that was a good attempt. Scott Harris tries to win the ball. It will come out to Ryan Parsons. It's a throw for Slough on this near hand side. Thrown into Webb. Webb to Parsons. Parsons to McDonald. McDonald long ball down the line. Again, Putman this time wins the header. It doesn't fall into the arms of Scott Harris, and Histon can bring it away with Ryan Auger to Utridge, the left back. Back into Auger. Auger looking for McGowan, who goes across the halfway line. Heavy touch by him, and Ryan Parsons will win that ball. Plays it out to Callum Webb. Webb just looking for Parsons. Just a slight overhit there, but Webb closed down by 3 players, but good little play by him to Ryan Parsons, and they played it down the line, and the Putman was apparently offside. News to me and him. It didn't look like he was offside, but that's what the decision is. And it will be a free kick just level with the edge of the centre circle on this near hand side. Key takes it quickly to Auger. Closed down immediately by Sear, but he goes past one. This time it's Scott Harris running back to get the ball. Gives it to McDonald. McDonald can come and bring the ball out. He's closed down by Fulcher. He's still going on. Unfortunately, the ball doesn't reach an intended target, Warren Harris. But poor clearance by Histon. And Slough have a throw-in on the far-hand side. And after that first half, where we had 2 goals in the first 5 minutes, the first 13 minutes of this second half has gone past, and we haven't had a goal. Ball's flicked on. Again, Scott Harris is the person that they're aiming for. He flicks it on. This time it's cleared by Key. McDonald does well to win the header against Ives. Rumans heads it forward. And Guy Hollis nonchalantly just heads that one back to his goalkeeper, Mark Scott. And Scott, not being chased down by anybody, has time to pick the ball up. Again, he's looking long for Warren Harris on that far-hand side. Warren Harris does well to flick it on, but it's gone out of play. And is it no? It's just, I thought it was a substitution. He's just arguing over where the ball should be taken from. So it's a throw in by Utridge on the far hand side. Well won by McDonald. Well won by Lee Smith for Cirencester. And they win a throw in on the far hand side by the away dugout. And the Slough fans are remarkably quiet behind that far side, bearing in mind that they're 5-1 up. Slough win a throw in. Was it a free kick? We're not quite sure what it is. It's a throw-in on the far-hand side, again by that away dugout. It's going to be Sean Fraser who's going to take this one. Quickly to Adam Martin. Back to Sean Fraser. Sean Fraser just pulled down there. Foul committed by Nicholson. And Slough will have a free kick. And they're going to send Adam Martin forwards for this one. They send in McDonald. They're not sure if they're going to send McDonald yet. McDonald's now been told to go forwards for Slough. Sean Fraser is who will put this free kick into the box. McDonald telling him where he wants it. been picked up by Key. Again, it's aimed at McDonald. It's a bit too far. Gerard, the goalkeeper, comes out, claims that one really well, and looks to immediately release McGeorge on this right-hand side. McGeorge down the line, but that'll be easily won by Sear. But the ball's overhit, and Ives has it for where are we? Histon. Unfortunately, just plays it ball. Nicholson does well to win it back to Uttridge. Uttridge brings the ball over halfway to Fulcher. Fulcher trying to release Ives, and I've said it before in the first half, and it's very much the same in the second half. Unfortunately for Histon, the balls are just aimed. They're flicking over just a bit too hard, a bit too far forwards for their forwards. Smith with a good header there for Histon. Well cleared with a back heel flick by McGeorge. Two Histon players tackle each other and give the ball away to Slough, and Adam Martin will release Sean Fraser on that far hand side. Sean Fraser can give it to Warren Harris. Warren Harris cuts inside, closed down by two players, almost gets past them, but Fulcher will have the ball for Histon. Trying to release Ives, and McDonald just stood in his way, blocked the ball and blocked the run of the player. The ball was out to Callum Webb. Callum Webb does well to take that down, but just good tackle by McGeorge. Out to Smith. Smith again, just a slight heavy touch there for him. Back to Auger. Immediately closed down. Trying to find Sam Ives on this far hand side, but the only way he's going to keep that one in is if he's on a motorbike at the MotoGP. I don't think Valentino Rossi would have been able to keep that one in. Slough will have a throw in on the far hand side, level with the penalty area. Got a goal at the Leamington game. It's Leamington 3, Kettering 2. And it's going to be Guy Hollis with this long throw, again aimed at Scott Harris, flicked on to Putman. Putman does well to evade two challenges, gives the ball in. Fulcher does well to win it for Histon to Nicholson on that far hand side. Back to Uttridge, still inside the Slough half. Back across their own half to McGowan. McGowan looking for Smith, who's unmarked here. Does well with the touch to McGowan. Tries to get the ball back. Good tackle by Ryan Parsons. Good play out to Scott Harris as well. Scott Harris can cross the halfway line. Trying to release Putman, but it's just hit a little bit too far in front of him. And it will be a throw-in for Histon on that far-hand side. And we have played 17 minutes of this second half, and it still remains here at Holloway's Park. Slough Town 5, Histon 1. And the ball's played down the line. This time Ives wins the ball on the edge, up against two players. He's doing well. He's going all the way down the byline. He's going to try and get the cross in. He does get a cross in. It's well seen by Guy Hollis, who does well with the clearance. Scott Harris trying to keep the ball in. He's done really well, but McGeorge is battling with him. And Slough win the throw-in. They look to take it quickly. Webb to Scott Harris. Scott Harris flicked on to by Putman. Back to Harris. Trying to release Putman. He's up against the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper comes to the edge of his area. Doesn't claim it convincingly. Drops it, but unfortunately Putman continued his run, and the ball's played in. It's won by Sear in the centre of midfield. Good tackle on Fulcher. Ball's with Sean Fraser. Good play ball out to Ryan Parsons. Plenty of space for Parsons. He calls Putman forward. Putman does get the ball. Up against McGeorge. He cuts inside him easily. Goes past him. Plays it to Webb. Gets the ball back from... Oh, lovely little pass in. And is it 6? It is indeed! And it's a hat-trick for Scott Harris. And that goal comes in the 18th minute of the second half. Scott Harris gets a hat-trick here today. Within 28 minutes, that is a 28-minute hat-trick. Lovely play there by Lewis Putman. Did really well, won the ball, went past one player, played a lovely 1-2 with Callum Webb, and then just dinked a lovely little ball into the path of the on-rushing Scott Harris. And as the goalkeeper Gerard came out to just try and block it, he just poked that one underneath him. And it is here at Holloway's Park, Slough Town 6, Histon 1. So Slough's goal difference is now in the plus points, as there's a substitution on the far hand side. I've got two substitutions for Histon. One is McGowan off, and he is replaced by Salim Relizani. And Slough make a substitution, Sear off, McClurg on. There was another substitution for Histon. I know it's Nick Freeman on. but I couldn't see. And then another substitution. Gary McDonald, the captain, goes off, and Ben Edwards comes on. So 4 substitutions. I've got 3 of them. I just can't see who's come off. So I'm just trying to see who else is the missing player. I think it's Fulcher who has gone off. So yeah, Curtis Fulcher has gone off for Histon. He's been replaced by Nick Freeman, and Tom McGowan has gone off, replaced by Salim Relizani. So 4 substitutions there after that 6th goal. And they made a mistake there. It's not Ben Edwards who's come on. It's actually Gurkan Gockman that's come on for Gary McDonald. And Slough will play. Ryan Parsons has gone into the centre of defence, and Callum Webb has come out as left back. The ball's with Adam Martin. Plays it out to Webb, who now playing in that left back position. Cuts inside, substitute Freeman. Trying to release the ball for Scott Harris. Just overrun there, and Gerard does really well to come to the edge of his area. But the ball's with Smith. He's closed down by Jamie McClurg, who's come on for Adrian Sear. Ball's with Freeman. Freeman closed down by Martin. It will fall to Putman. Putman to Scott Harris. He's trying to release Warren Harris. He chests it down well. Great tackle, but it's fallen to Putman. Is it still going? It's still going. Warren Harris has got the ball in the edge of the box. He shoots. He turns. It's blocked. McGeorge will try and clear it. And Freeman it is that's got the ball for Histon. As Slough try and get a 7th here, but is well blocked and defended by Histon. McGeorge with the ball. They've given it away, and it's McClurg that can come out with the ball for Slough. Out towards Warren Harris. Warren Harris trying to release Sean Fraser. Sean Fraser, lovely cross, and it's defended by Danny Rumans for Histon. It's out for a corner on that far hand side. So it's 6-1. It's a hat-trick for Scott Harris, a 28-minute hat-trick. Flurry of substitutions. I will run through those substitutions for you again in a second, just after this corner. Callum Webb will go over, take the corner for Slough. And we'll just get up to date with that information as it comes in. So just going to get this corner out of the way, and I'll update you again with those substitutions after that 6th goal for Slough. Webb it is with the corner. Played it near post. It's well headed out by Smith for Histon. It will fall to Relizani. Relizani up against McClurg. McClurg does really well. Gives it to Sean Fraser. Sean Fraser along the line. Putman will be given offside. And I'll just run through those substitutions for you. Substitutions for Histon. On the 63rd minute was Tom McGowan off. Nick Freeman on. Curtis Fulcher off. Salim Relizani on. Substitutions for Slough was Adrian Sear off and Gary McDonald off. Coming on was James McClurg and Gurkan Gockman. Gockman it is with the ball. He's flicked it through. McClurg, the other substitute, with the ball. It's played down the line for Ives to chase, but it's cleared by Ryan Parsons, playing centre-back now. This time it's played up to Nicholson, the goal scorer. Ryan Parsons does well to come and get it. Freeman with the ball. Towards Ives. Ives runs into Webb, and Webb can't clear that one, and it will be a throw into Histon. As the attendance here tonight is classed as 270. And it's a throw-in for Histon. It's just literally level with the edge of the Slough Town penalty area. We're just waiting for... I don't know what the referee's looking at. It's another substitution for Histon on the far-hand side. It's Uttridge that has come off. But I can't see who it was. And it's replaced by Elikana Simbanda, and that is in the 68th minute. And it looks like it's going to be a long throw here. It's actually gone out for a corner. It's Ives with the corner. It's drilled in. It's gone past everyone. It's fallen to Adam Martin. Adam Martin will go past Rumans. He's still got the ball. It's now a greater chance for Slough. It's 3-on-2. He gives it to Putman on that far hand side. Putman up against the substitute who hasn't even had a touch of the ball yet. Cuts inside on his left foot. Is he going to look to shoot? He's going to look to pass it to McClurg. McClurg gives it back to him. He's up against the goalkeeper. He shoots. And he aims for the near post. Unfortunately, well covered by Gerard. He sees it go wide. Good play there by Slough on the break. and it remains 6-1 here at Holloway's Park. Just going to see if we've got another goal in. And one of the strangest things you'll ever see was Gerard kicks the ball out, he hits it as though it hits him on the back of the head, and comes back into the hands of Gerard. Ball's played over the top. This time Hollis doesn't get the ball. It's fallen to Relizani on that far hand side. He does well to turn, gives it to Freeman. Shoots, great block there by Ryan Parsons. It's fallen through, and another lovely shot this time at Histon, but no danger on that one. And Scott can take it out. He brings it ball to Gockman. Gockman up against McGeorge. He does well to beat him. Up to Putman. Putman just caught by Key there. Right in front of the main stand here. The Slough fans weren't happy with that challenge. Right on the byline, on the halfway line, and Key's just being spoken to by the referee. Wasn't no malice in it. Just a slightly little bit late. But Putman's all right. He's up and he's about. He'll be after his hat-trick. And we're not sure. I think the referees called that back because the ball was moving. Callum Webb will take this free kick for Slough. They don't send everyone forwards for this one. Callum Webb will take it. Aiming towards Scott Harris. It's flicked on by Scott Harris to his brother Warren. Warren on the edge of the box, looking to turn. Gets it on the back, goes it back to Sean Fraser. Sean Fraser crosses it in. This time it's won by Putman. It's fallen into... It's been cleared, then it comes out to McClurg, and McClurg tries to volley that one into the top corner, but just bounces wide. And a goal to tell you, it's Paul Town nil, top of the table, Chippenham 2. So Gerard he's not had the best of nights. He's conceded 6. Hasn't really had a great deal of luck trying to say that. We've got a goal in the Dunstable-Biggleswade game. It's Dunstable 1, Biggleswade 0. As Histon have the ball. Ives does well to win it, but it's fallen to Gockman. Gockman plays it out to Webb. Webb closed down by Freeman, gives it back to goalkeeper Scott. Scott, plenty of time to kick that one long. Warren Harris flicks it on for McClurg. McClurg does well to get to the ball. Flicks it on to Scott Harris. Back to McClurg. McClurg inside the box. It's blocked first time. It's crawling back to him. He tries to play it to Warren Harris. It still can't get there. And Histon can finally clear the ball. But they haven't done very well. Adam Martin picks it up and gives it to Callum Webb. And there's a bit of pushing and shoving between Scott Harris and the right back Rogan McGeorge. The referee's just gone over to calm that one down. I think he's just going to call both players over. He is indeed. So a little bit of handbags going on there. Nothing really much to report. But the referee's just having a word with the two players involved. And we'll wait for... I'm not sure what he's going to give as... In theory, the old days... Well, we've just had... we've just had someone in the stand just fall over, so seems to be alright. He's got some walking sticks. He just got a little bit excited there. The ball's been put back by McGeorge, and Ryan Parsons is under pressure here. He's had to kick that one out. And it's a throw-in for Histon. Just by our commentary position here. And it'll be McGeorge, the right back, to take this. Freeman comes short for him. Relizani goes long. It is aimed at him, but it's cleared by Hollis with his head. Callum Webb can't get a good contact on that one, and it's just gone down a little bit further down. It's McGeorge again who will take this throw in. To Ives. Ives up against 2. Wins the throw in. He wants to take it quick, but there's no one making a movement for him, and McGeorge will take over. McGeorge to Relizani. McGeorge still got the ball, being pushed off the ball by Gottman. He goes past him, he does well to get to the byline. Callum Webb up against him. Webb does really, really well. And in fact, he's won a goal kick. Good defending there by Callum Webb up against McGeorge. And we'll just see if we can give you a couple more latest scores, and we just wait for Mark Scott to take the goal kick on that far hand side. Manchester United are 2-1 up in their Champions League qualifier against Club Brugge. Sporting Lisbon 1, CSK Moscow 1, Bati Borisov 0, FK Partizan 0. and Lazio nil by Leverkusen nil are the scores in that competition. As the ball's out on the far hand side, it's up with Freeman, crosses the halfway line for Histon, up against Webb, he keeps going, good ball into the middle, this time Hollis up against Ives, and the referee's going to give a foul there. I think that Ives went down with the ball and Hollis just climbed on top of him trying to win it, and the referee has said nope, that's a free kick. Central position for Histon, roughly about 25 yards outside of the Slough box. Just looking, it's Lee Smith and Ryan Auger standing over it. I'm not sure if they're going to take a shot. Scott Harris is just running back into the ball. Slough have got almost a 6-man wall lined up here. Scott obviously expect that there's going to be a shot played in. It looks like it's going to be Auger with the free kick. He does shoot. Joe just puts that one just past the crossbar. I think that Scott in goal most probably had that one covered, but a good attempt on goal, and he's just waiting for the ball to come back. So it remains here. We have played 30 minutes of this second half, 15 minutes left. It's Slough Town 6, Histon 1 after Histon took the lead after 22 seconds. Goals for Slough, 2 for Lewis Putman, 1 for Adam Martin, and a 28-minute hat-trick for Scott Harris. As Mark Scott, long clearance. Scott Harris, totally unmarked. He's closed down by McGeorge, but he'll flick that one on for Gockman. Gockman does well, and then Scott Harris just charges in there and gives away a throw-in, but certainly a heavy thing. Ives is up. Adam Martin does well to win the ball. He's giving it to Hollis. Hollis up to Warren Harris on the halfway line. Goes past 2. Auger comes across. He shoves him off. Keeps going. Gives the ball out to Sean Fraser on that far-hand side. Warren Harris receives it. A little bit overrun. And it will be the other substitute for Histon, Simbada, that keeps that ball out. But it's a throw-in to Slough. Taken quickly by Fraser to Putman. Putman looking to cross that one in. And slightly overhit. Gockman can't reach that one. And it's out safely for a goal kick. We'll just see if we can get some more scores from around the grounds. Poole Town have pulled one back against Chippenham. It's Poole 1, Chippenham Town 2. As Gerard in goal for Histon takes the goal kick. Long ball, well won by Relizani, up against Hollis. Hollis does well to get it out to McClurg, but McClurg loses. Back to Ryan Parsons, playing centre back now for Slough. Ball's flicked on, and Putman can't get that one. It's safely headed back by the substitute Simbada. And into the hands of the goalkeeper. He immediately rolls it out for Simbada to pick up. He picks the ball up, goes down the line. Cleared by Hollis, but it will fall to Relizani on that far hand side. Relizani does well against Hollis. Good battle there. He's got the ball. Is he going to come inside? He's up against Fraser now. Through to Freeman. Freeman to Nicholson, the goal scorer. Back to Freeman. Freeman will come out to McGeorge, who's unmarked here. Scott Harris charging down to do that one. Good little battle going on between those two as well. McGeorge tries to flick it through. Callum Webb will have time. He's just going to see if that will go out. It won't. It's going to have to clear that one. Clears it down the line, and it's a throw-in. It's a throw-in for Histon, just in front of our commentary position here. Ball through to Key. Key to Auger. Auger unmarked. Plays the ball well to Smith. Smith in a central position for... Gives the ball to Ives. Good tackle there. But Smith has won it back. He's gone through, charging into the penalty area. He'll come back to McGeorge. McGeorge will look to cross that one in straight away. Rezani up at the far post, beaten to the ball by Fraser. And Warren Harris can bring the ball out for Slough. It's being chased by Rezani. Picks the ball up to Scott Harris. Scott Harris unmarked. 4 against 3 here for Slough. Gives the ball to Warren Harris. Warren Harris is onside. Edge of the penalty area. Gets the ball in, but he's just played it in between Scott Harris and the on-rushing Gockman and safely into the arms of Gherkin Gockman. And then as Histon tried a quick release, Freeman was running down the side. Webb comes over and takes it out. It's a throw-in for Histon. It's played to McGeorge. McGeorge to Smith. Smith across to Simbada. Simbada looking down the line for Relizani. It's just again overhit from the substitute, and Mark Scott will just watch that one come back. And Mark Scott picks the ball up. So just a reminder of the score here at Holloway's Park. We have got about 11 minutes left of the game. It's Slough 6, Histon 1. The ball's played in. Gockman has it in the centre. Cuts inside on his right foot, looking for Warren Harris. Lovely ball to his feet. Fraser's on the overlap again. He'll get that one down on that byline. He crosses it. Oh, it's well defended this time from Histon. And it's Key that's cleared the ball. And Relizani's done well to keep that in on the far hand side. Back to Auger. Auger up to Ives. Ives beat into the ball by Ryan Parsons. And Hollis hooks the ball clear. And Warren Harris was onside. Sorry, Sean Fraser actually was onside until he touched the ball. In which case the referee then said, nope, sorry, you're offside. Should have put his flag up a little bit quicker, really, because it was obvious that he was the person who was going to get the ball. But there you go. So Histon have the ball. They lose the ball in midfield. Gockman will pick it up. He gives the ball to Putman. Putman takes it in his stride on this far left-hand side. Edge of the penalty area. Low cross. But again, it's the run from Scott Harris was just a little bit in front of him. And it's Freeman can come away with Histon with the ball. Good tackle by Scott Adam Martin there. It's just clipped by Freeman. And Slough win the free kick. And Adam Martin just goes to shake Freeman's hands for being caught. And Freeman doesn't. He's not interested. He's not going to shake his hand while the game's going on. There's a second straight red card for a Bedworth player. They are down to 9 men. At Bedworth, they are already 6-0 down against St Neots. It's McClurg with the ball to Ryan Parsons, out to Guy Hollis. Hollis plays the ball long. That's just overhit a little bit by Guy Hollis there. We've got full-time score. It's Portland Rovers 1, Cirencester 4. So Cirencester, who were 4th in the table, will most probably go second with both Biggleswade and Stratford not winning at the moment. Ball's with Auger. Auger looking for Freeman. Freeman head down, trying to run. It's gone into the corner. He'll do well to keep that one. He just can't get to that one in time. And Slough will have a throw in on that far hand side. We've got roughly about 9 minutes left of the game here. And Slough just taking their time, with a little bit of time wasting for them. It's Hollis that's going to come over to take this throw in. He's going to throw it long down the line. Again, aimed at Scott Harris. Scott Harris up against McGeorge. Ball will land at the feet of Key. Key looking for the ball to Relizani. Relizani does well to turn. Releases Freeman on the edge of the area. Freeman puts a cross in. He's just played it. Everyone was rushing forwards. He's just played it behind. But Nicholson does well to keep the ball in on the far hand side. But Fraser nicks it off him. Gives it to Warren Harris. Warren Harris can turn. Goes past. Gets a little kick there, but the referee plays on. Fraser it is, can bring the ball out. Plays the ball to Scott Harris. Scott Harris does really well to hold that back up. Putman goes past his man in the centre of midfield. He's going to release Gockman. Edge of the penalty area. Is he going to get the ball in? No, he's trying to cut inside. Good tackle that time by Freeman, who trapped back. And Ives has the ball on the halfway line for Histon. Plays it to Freeman. Freeman looking for the ball down the line, but Ives will chase that one. But it's a long lost chase for him. He's still going. He's going to chase it down to Scott. Scott with another poor clearance tonight from a back pass. As it's just started raining here tonight. Strangely enough, it's I wouldn't say it's persistent, but it's starting to be a little bit heavy. As Webb clears the ball up, McGeorge will keep that one in. Immediately closed down by Warren Harris. Lovely bit of skill by McGeorge, and then. Warren Harris just comes along, smashes into him, knocks him to the ground. It'll be a free kick to Histon. And if it's not Scott Harris having a go at you, it's his brother Warren and Harris. And McGeorge has had a bit of a bash from both brothers today. But he gets up, he smiles. And it'll be a free kick for Histon. Auger it is. We'll come over and take this one. Level with our position. Auger's going to float this one to the far. That's too close to Mark Scott. Mark Scott easily catches that one. And we'll just keep the ball safely in his hands as the rain starts to come down a little bit harder as fans try to walk round to that far covered end to get underneath some cover. And so it's still the score here at Holloway's Park. It's Slough Town 6, Histon 1. Goal scorers in the game: Nicholson in the 1st minute, Putman in the 5th and the 22nd, then Scott Harris in the 35th, 39th and 63rd minute, and another one before half time for Adam Martin in the 43rd minute. Both teams have used all 3 substitutes. We're just waiting for a throw-in on the far hand side to Histon. Thrown by Simbada. It will fall safely to the feet of Hollis. The pitch is just getting a little bit greasy here as Ryan Parsons aims long. Well won by Rumans in the defence. He plays it out to Key. Key looking for Ives down the line, but Ryan Parsons sees that one. He's got time to clear it. Does well to clear that one up for Warren Harris, who's switched places with Gockman. It's come to a brother Scott. McGeorge tries to goes in, but the ball will come to Adam Martin. Adam Martin tries to play the ball. It's fallen through to Putman. Putman on a hat-trick onto his wrong foot. He's going to get it onto his left foot. He is. He's going to get past one. He shoots. He is. It's 7 and Putman gets a hat-trick. And that is with 5 minutes left. He's deserved that hat-trick today as Lewis Putman. He's worked really, really hard. That was a goal all of his own making. He was played through. He got it onto his wrong foot. Put it back onto his left foot. Went past 2 players. And as Gerard in goal came out to get that one, Putman just slipped it underneath him into the back of the net, and it's now here at Holloway's Park. Slough Town 7, Histon 1. And the referee is just I don't know what he's waiting for there, but Histon kick-off with Auger out towards Simbada. Simbada plays it through to Freeman. Freeman out to Relizani on this near hand side. Relizani goes past Warren Harris. Gives it to Freeman. Freeman holds it up well to Relizani, but well marshalled by Adam Martin as the rain becomes really hard here at Holloway's Park. Martin will bring the ball out to Fraser. Fraser up the line. Comes off Simbada. And Slough will have a throw in, level with the away dugout. The poor linesman here in front of us getting bombarded with this now heavy downpour of rain. Throw in from Harris to Putman. Putman to Adam Martin. Callum Webb on this left hand side. Got plenty of time with the ball. Goes past Relizani. Cuts inside. Looks for the far post where Warren Harris is. Warren Harris can't keep that one. It bounces off the pitch and skids straight out of play. And it's a quick throw to Freeman. Freeman, lovely bit of skill to keep that ball in. Plays it across to McGeorge, but it's a little bit behind him. And McGeorge can bring the ball out. Brings it to Auger. Auger back to McGeorge. Histon not looking to get forwards much. Plays a long ball down the line for Ives, and Ives has done a heck of a lot of running for Histon tonight. Unfortunately to no avail, as he's had a real lack of service, and the ball's played up to him far too much for him, but he hasn't stopped running. And Slough will have the throw in. Guy Hollis. Long throw. Again, aimed at Scott Harris. Scott Harris flicks it on. Key wins the ball though in front of Putman. Cleared by Rumans. Again, St Ives battered by Guy Hollis, but the falls to Auger. Auger shakes off Gherkin Gockman. He looks to shoot. Takes a deflection, and Mark Scott does really well to dive the other side and get a big strong hand to that ball and push that one wide. Auger it was with the shot, about 20 yards out. Deflected, I couldn't see it came off as he looked to shoot, but good diving down low there for Mark Scott. Big strong hand just to keep that one out. And Histon have a corner. Ives takes it, looks deep inside, it evades every single player in the box, and it's a battle now between Adam Martin and Rumans, and Adam Martin just shoves Rumans in the back. Silly little foul to give away there. Especially when you're 7-1 up, and we literally do have 2 minutes left. And a shot there from Histon just over the top, as Slough just take their time with this. As some of the fans say, there's a goal in the Weymouth game. Someone's lost their glasses here at the ground. It's most probably, without being rude, especially with the goalkeeper, as he hasn't seen a lot of the goals that have gone in past him, but that is obviously just in jest in case you're a Histon fan, and just a little joke there. But the ball's played up. It's with Warren Harris. Adam Martin will win this in the centre of midfield, but again won by Simbada. Guy Hollis will head this out to Sean Fraser. He does well to keep that one in. Long ball down the line, won by Rumans. Adam Martin flicks it onto Callum Webb. He's closed down, but flicks the ball on. Putman chases this one. It should be the goalkeeper's, but the goalkeeper's just about got to that one before Putman does. And he rolls it out to Freeman, trying to look to get on the break. Stuart Yetton has scored for Weymouth, so it's Weymouth 1, Biddeford 0. Another late goal here. It's Poole Town 1, Chippenham Town 3, so Chippenham will be top of the table at the end of today. Played the ball in for Histon. It's fallen to Freeman. Freeman about 25 yards out, suddenly surrounded by Slough players. Back towards Nicholson as the rain seems to have died down a little bit. Out to Relizani. Relizani goes past Webb, pulls him back a little bit, but play plays on. Great shot by Relizani. Good save by Mark Scott. Puts a long foot out to block that one. But Slough can only clear it as far as Auger inside the Slough half. Back to Auger, who's looking for someone to play ball. Relizani again pulls away from Webb, gets the ball into the middle. This time Hollis is the clearance, but again Slough trying to keep hold of the ball. McGeorge is that wins it. McGeorge is going to shoot from about 35 yards. Good shot there, and Mark Scott saw that all the way. He just pushed it into the air and caught it at the second attempt. But good shot from McGeorge there, trying to get something out of the game for Histon. Evan Key wins the header against Scott Harris. He's looking for a foul, but he doesn't get it. The ball's played up for Ives, but won by Webb. As the rain suddenly got heavier again here at Holloway's Park. We've got another goal. Merthyr Town 2, Stratford 0. And Slough just playing keep ball between Fraser and Hollis on that far hand side. Just play it down the line, but it's just run out of play. Full time Dorchester 0, Frome 0. Simbadra plays it to Nicholson. Nicholson to Relizani. Relizani does well. Goes past Webb. On the far hand side. Back to this time it's to Freeman, who's popped up on that far hand side against Fraser. Freeman does well to get the cross in. This time it's cleared by Gockman, but it will fall only as far as Relizani, who shoots from about 30 yards out, and it takes a wicked bounce off this greasy surface right in front of Mark Scott. He can't hold the first one, but he just gets to that second attempt just before Ives it was in the centre. As he goes to kick it, he slips. He's trying to release Gockman, and that is the full-time whistle here at Holloway's Park. It has finished Slough Town 7, Histon 1, as a lot of the fans are just going to rush to make their way back around to the covered end as the rain comes down. But the story of the night is that Histon took the lead after 22 seconds through Jordan Nicholson. We're just seeing who the man of the match is. And the man of the match has been given to Lewis Putman. Not a lot really you could say. It was a choice between either Putman and Harris, both with hat-tricks today. Putman it is that gets it. But the goals, as they went in, Putman scored after the 5th minute to make it 1-1. He then scored on the 22nd minute to make it 2-1 to Slough. Then Scott Harris got in on the act. Scored on the 35th minute to make it 3-1. Scott Harris on the 39th minute, 4-1. Just before half-time, 2 minutes before half-time, Adam Martin smacks one into the top corner. Off a slight deflection, makes it 5-1 at half-time. Second half, Slough score. Again, this time Scott Harris gets his hat-trick on the 63rd minute. Then there's a raft of substitutions. No one else does it. And then the 85th minute, Lewis Putman gets the hat-trick that he fully deserves here. And the Slough fans, they're all up the other end. I think they're just walking around a bit wet as they've clapped the fans off. And not many people here left at the ground today. And we've got a full-timer. Full-time is Poole 1. Chippenham Town 3, so Chippenham will be top of the table. Someone's got my flag somewhere, I don't know where it is, someone's walking around, but anyway. But that's the end of tonight's game here. Lots and lots of goals as the Histon team are kept on the pitch by their management team. They are a young team, we do wish them all the best for the season. They've just been hit by a Slough team who have literally taken a lot of shots at goal, and they've fallen good for them. So we'll be with you on Saturday, where we are away to Hitchin Town. So we'll be at Topfield, where we will see Slough try to avenge their 5-2 defeat at the hands of Hitchin away last season. I will hopefully be joined by someone new in the commentary box, as someone just returned. I bet my flag's soaking wet. Is it wet? It's a bit wet, thank you. Okay, that's all right. Don't worry. That's okay, that's all right. Okay, well, fabulous. So that's the end of tonight's broadcast. I hope that's a little bit happier than some of the broadcasts that we've done so far this season. Much better score, and hopefully the Slough team will be able to take that into the next game on Saturday. Another score: Bedworth 0, St Neots 6. Leamington 3, Kettering 2. So until Saturday, we wish you all the best. Have a good rest of the week. And like I say, if you can't be there at Hitchin Topfield, then you can always join us here at Rebels Radio. You know where the link is. If not, we'll put it on Twitter, and you'll be able to contact us then. So until Saturday, wish you all the very best, and we'll see you soon.